Alright everybody, welcome back to the game. Yellow Star going to be leading her misfortune way across the map. AAA going to be the green health bars, the blue minions and turrets there in the bottom left. Fnatic going to be with red health bars. They've got, I think, the classier skins. Earthrider Corki, classy Gragas. You really can't one-up that so much. So I think there, as far as the skins go, I think they got the skin advantage. And that I think is a big deal, even though it doesn't really do anything aside from look pretty.
Yeah, but that's half the battle, right?
Looking pretty is half the battle.
If you look good.
I mean, Dyrus wins by typing /L. Fnatic can win by having classic Gragas. I'm okay with this. I think these are the appropriate ways to win games.
Well, actually, Fnatic just hanging around by that bush. Moma is just having a bit of a sniff around there. And they're not going to obviously move in towards that area against All Authority. They know that Fnatic are hanging around somewhat. Actually, Nidalee already up on lane at the top. Down at the bottom, Warwick getting himself set up by the golems. And also Misfortune is moving down into lane. So a very, kind of defensive, not defensive, but a very passive start from against All Authority. They're like, okay, we're not going to get into anything early on. This first match, I think, could be the deciding game for this one. Whoever gets off to a good start, I think, is probably going to be, pushing straight through for the win. I hope we see all three games, obviously. That's something that I really aim for. And it looks like we may see Fnatic try and get in there and steal the Wraiths. Momo is actually just hanging around to make sure that that doesn't happen, and he's done enough really to scare Fnatic off as well. So nice bit of positioning from Moma, just stopping Fnatic moving up into that jungle. Yeah,
neither team actually putting wards down. We see that CLG always used to put a ward down at the red to look for invasions, but Fnatic and AAA both playing very safely, not even really warding for the invasions either. PK going to be the one laning against Moma, puts down a couple of nice spells there, but gets stunned off by Anivia, so he's actually taking a lot of damage, takes minion aggro as well, losing about 100 health there. Gragas versus Nidalee, actually both players getting kind of low, but Nidalee with 18 ability power and boots and health potions, not going to be easy to push around. Shusha actually taking a fair bit of damage as well. Every time he throws a barrel, he will get a little bit of free health. That is his passive when he casts a spell. He gets some healing, but when he does that, he'll push the lane, and that'll make him more available to gank. And with the way that lane is structured, even Warwick can gank top lane pretty easily against purple team.
Malzahar already starting to push that a little bit more aggressive in towards the middle area, and Moma won't be too worried about that one at this stage of it. Down at the bottom, as we just saw there before we switched to middle, we do have Earthrider Corki, who's got to be one of the coolest skins around.
I think the coolest skins are all the Nunu and Anivia ones, if you know what I'm saying.
All cool.
Yes, I'm hilarious. Okay, moving on though, we look, actually all the Freljord skins, Freljord Ashes is probably one of the cooler ones. Anyway, so still fighting against Shusha, actually winning this lane quite well. Shusha down to half health, but as he levels up, he's gonna have more abilities to press to get the healing done, so that'll be better and better for him as time goes on. Hero comes out, dealing some damage. He's getting now zoned out a little bit by Soaz, and Soaz is doing a lot of damage here, just throwing these auto attacks out. He does get some free damage reduction by using his W, but he's still taking some damage here. He's got a couple of minions to kill. Looks like he's going to miss actually a lot of those, as the purple caster minion has managed to pick up quite a couple of those. Shusha still getting some health from his passive, but getting worn down over and over. Oh, but Malzahar coming in from the side, and Jarvan as well. Soaz not in good shape, will flash and will make it out with, looks like Ghost being also used. But a great gank in from Fnatic. I was like, where's Malzahar? Look at mid lane, as you're like gasping because of the gank up top. My map awareness is phenomenal. Yeah, if I was Shusha, I wouldn't have seen it even.
So's having to use his flash there, so some cooldowns popped, which is always what Fnatic are going to be aiming for. If they don't get the kill, they won't be too unhappy about that. In fact, he used Ghost as well, and actually we're going to see Jarvan come in up at the top, but once again, So's will make his way back to the turret and be like, why are they picking on me?
And that is a champion they want to keep down. Nidalee probably going to scale the hardest out of this entire team. Her heal with a 1.25 AP ratio. The spear, I believe, is a 0.75, even at 0 range, and that, of course, amplifies as it goes farther down. Nidalee, for those who are not quite familiar, her Q is a skill shot that deals more damage the farther away your target is. So if you pick someone off from 2 screens away, that's really, really painful. And that just increases the AP ratio and the base damage. That's just super, super hurtful. So Nidalee, a very hard scaling champion, generally going to go ability power on her. Has picked up a mana crystal that might be a Sheen, it might be a catalyst. I'm not sure. There's a couple of different choices there that Soaz could go for. I don't know if he goes Archangels on Nidalee. I haven't seen that very often, but I'm not intimately familiar with Soaz's playstyle, so I'm not quite certain. But Jarvan from Fnatic just farming out these minions pretty well. He's got 80 armor with that flag down. That's going to work quite well for him.
Yeah, great stuff so far from Cyanide. Fairly low, but no, he's on his jungle pattern, no problem. Linac doing the same, of course, for Against All Authority. Actually has both the Lizard and the Golem buff, so that will help him out in his route. Down on bottom, things fairly even. In fact, only one minion kill separating Misfortune and Corki, which of course is the two main champions that we'll be looking at down there early on in the farm. Up at top, we have Sushi back into lane. He's picked up a second Doran's ring. You know, not too surprising in that one. His barrel going to start to be hurting around now, and obviously Soaz, as you mentioned, does have that big heal, so it's not going to be easy for either of these players up at top to be killing each other off, so lots of ganks probably going to be coming out any moment in towards that top lane. Inside of middle, we have Momo with 32 minion kills and 38 for PK, so you know, things very level right now. 200 gold difference in favor of Fnatic, but still, you know, a great even start to this match.
Yeah, this is going quite well. So far for Fnatic, honestly, they got the first gank on it, didn't get any kills, but they did burn the summoner spells, and pretty much all the champions are winning in last hits. Jarvan with 19, actually Warwick with 28 minions though, so Warwick is out farming the Jarvan, even though Jarvan is getting you know, some nice work done with these ganks, but ultimately, you know, the gold advantage is pretty much equivalent. You know, those lanes are winning by a little bit on each side, but a 7.5 or 7.4. No other major gains have been made. Look at the tower health. Looks like none of them really taking any damage at all. So, yeah, this game is about as even as it could possibly be. This is, of course, the winner bracket finals between Against All Authority and Fnatic MSI. A gank on top coming in as we have Jarvan walking through the brush. We'll see if Soaz is going to get jumped on. And there's the ult from Gragas. Can Soaz taking up damage? He whiffs the body slam and the jump across the wall. He's taking a barrel to the face. Can they get it? Ignite will pick that one up. Chushe grabbing first blood despite Fnatic missing 2 of their skill shots. But a wonderful job there. Soaz has been taken down and not quite level 6, which would have helped him escape so much more in that Cougar form.
Barrel again from Sushi. Going to be so important for Fnatic to be winning this game, and you know, they rely on Sushi so much to pull off these big clutch plays, and we've seen it from him throughout the whole tournament. Yesterday in particular, obviously playing Alistair most of the time. We've seen Malzahar actually move through into the jungle, going to put an aggressive ward down by that blue buff, and he's going to go help Sushi just chip away on this tower. This could be... okay,
so that trap completely ruined the kill, chance of that kill. He could have just jumped him with the ult, no problem. Soaz, only with 800 health, that was an easy double. That was an easy kill for Sushi plus PK, definitely.
Yeah, that could have been a pretty amazing thing. Anyway, down at the bottom, we do have a dragon being taken for Against All Authority, who are obviously 1 kill behind, but no problem. That gives them the extra gold, and it brings them level now on gold with Fnatic.
Yep. So although, you know, they did get that first blood on Soaz worth 400 plus the assist credit, they did push Soaz out of the lane, so we couldn't get gold or XP. They pushed that one right back with a wonderful job getting the kill on the bottom. Not the kill, but the dragon kill so far. Because they knew that Malzahar would come up top, they pushed one around, and Kuja taking a fair amount of damage. Yellowstar as well, not doing too much though. Kuja ranking up that heal a fair amount. We'll be able to keep everyone sustained for the most part, and they shouldn't be having too many worries right now.
Corki gone back, actually picked up Tear of Goddess, so extra mana regen coming out for him. Yellowstar not being back, so maybe we'll see you know, the rushing towards that BF sword first of all for Misfortune. Trying to get that extra AD early on. At the moment though, Fnatic doing a good job of pushing Against All Authority back. As you mentioned, we did see that damage coming out both on that bottom lane from Against All Authority. Fairly low mana, especially when you compare that over on the other side, but we are seeing a push on top. PK will actually get the silence bar off onto both Linac and Soaz, and he's actually going to ulti out now onto Soaz. Not going to do too much damage there, and he will get away, but that stopped Against All Authority, putting that main pressure onto PK. Linac still having a bit of a sniff around. We're going to see Moma coming in as well, and PK playing an amazing defensive game. Here comes Sushi. Ultimate comes out. It will force Linac to go back, and Sushi going to be in a little bit of trouble there. Was stunned down for a second. We see the push around from Jarvan as well, moving into this area. Barrel rolls in. Amazing from Sushi, and Soaz just in range of that one, and that will be 2-0. And of course, both kills early on going out to Sushi. Amazing play from Fnatic.
Oh man, and I'm becoming a Shuche fanboy, and
I already was.
most people already were. There's actually a thread on the North American forum saying who do you think's the MVP so far for DreamHack? And even on the NA forums, it's like Big Fat LP's got some, and it's like Shuche's like got triple everyone else's votes. So he seems to be the fan favorite right here. Everyone's super happy with his play style. Super aggressive, plays a little bit of those offbeat champions. No one else really running Gragas in this tournament, nor AP Alistar, and he's crushing faces with both.
Oh.
It's fun to see, but. Here, Tips again onto Warwick. He's been spotted. Will not land the lockup, but he will get the rest of the damage output. And goodbye, picking up that kill. Linak taking a death. 3-0 now the kill score. Soaz going to chase down. Shuche could die. The barrel is strong. Can Soaz take more damage? Getting knocked up. One more hit to kill, and they pick that one up. Cyanide dropping that one. Grag is super low, but will live with 300 health. And Fnatic just started crushing this game right now, up 4-0. And I'm glad that your prediction is going well so far, Joe.
Actually is as well. That's a great thing. Once again. Yeah, Soaz's decision there, not completely sure on it, to be honest. 2 against 1 against Jarvan and Gragas. That's a lot of damage output. Obviously, Nearly does have that heal, does have some big damage. But I think that was a risky move in the first place from Soaz, and that's before he realized that PK was there.
Yeah, I think he underestimated or overestimated the cooldown on Gragas' ultimate. It's only 90 seconds, plus he had Golem buff at some point there, which means that it was up when he came back. He died to basically a fight involving Gragas' ult, came back and got hit by another one. And that really did mean a lot there. PK getting a couple of those kills with Malefic Visions. Momo kind of knows they're nearby. He's going to land a stun, some decent damage on the PK, but he could get jumped on. There's the ult, and there comes Shuche. Momo's going to get egged. 1,000 health right there, but oh, wow, that's some damage out. But Momo going to get dropped down. Shuche KSing with his ultimate, saying, hey, PK, I know you want, some kills, but I'm going to steal that one real quick. The best music video of all time and all of that. I make topical references. All right, Leonat coming in to defend that turret. He's not quite as farmed as last. Wow, he takes a lot of damage. Wow, bottom lane though. Lamia Zealot picking up a kill on Kuja. Now Yellowstar getting low. Lamia might die to this turret. No, he's got about 190 health left. But Yellowstar still getting very low. Jana needs to shield him. Yellowstar could burst him for about 120 if she wanted to. All that misfortune looks like that's not going to be happening. And Fnatic now 6-0 in this game.
They really have to be careful of Shushi now. He's not only building up lots of gold, but he's very, very confident. And I think a confident Shushi is, the best one to see because he will go for those risky moves and somehow manages to generally pull it off all the time as well. Bottom turret is going to fall, and Shushi is probably going to head back north up towards maybe this this middle lane. So I was actually getting a spear off there, and it will land onto PK. Not too much damage coming out early on. Soaz actually gone for a Sheen early on, but if we look at Gragas, already got Needlessly Large Rod, 2 Doran's Rings, plus a Blasting Wand. His AP is going to be incredible in the not too distant future. Yeah,
he's getting close to Death Guy. We'll probably get that one before 15 minutes into the game. His team has picked up 2 turrets now so far. The first Dragon did go to AAA, which is good. It helped keep them in the game, but looks like we got a little bit of action in the mid. Jarvan and oh yes, Yellowstar getting pushed around, and all of them show up. Instant death right there onto Yellowstar. Goodbye. Getting a lot of damage to this turret. There's going to be 3 turrets now, and 7-0 Fnatic again. The team to beat on LAN, and wow, they're doing so well this game.
Yeah, they've just started out brilliantly. They are walking over against all authority at this stage of the game like they're, just some random team that they found on IRC for a game. And, Fnatic, I'm not sure where their confidence came from in this tournament. Obviously, they did have a ropey first day. They did play with that substitute, which may have affected them a little bit. PK came in, and they were like, okay, awesome. And look at the timing on Dragon. Got it down to the second. It's great from Fnatic so far. Nothing wrong. Just nothing wrong.
Yeah, and AAA trying to go for a nice move here. Malzahar fighting Soaz. Soaz might get low enough to die, and he will actually ignite. Malefic Visions picking up that kill. But AAA had the right idea. They knew they were going for Dragon, and they pinged to go for a turret. Unfortunately, Soaz got caught, which forced them to stop pushing mid. But they had the right idea of, you're going for Baron, I'm going to go for a turret. That's pretty much equal. Only 40 gold difference per team, or per player on the team. And then you end up getting the rest of that benefit of doing a lot of damage to buildings and getting some map control there. But ultimately, it still went well for Fnatic. 8-0, 22.3 to 15.7. 6,000 gold difference, 6,500 gold difference. That's ridiculous. That's ridiculous. But looks like mid lane's got to fight. Yellow Star, Linak, they are close by. Cyanide tried to go in, but really didn't have any teammates nearby. They look safe for now.
Yeah, this is just an incredible start from Fnatic in this game. And, you know, I like to say it's never over until, you know, it really is over. But Fnatic are looking so incredibly strong at this stage. Actually, Linak just moving on to the Wolf camp. Gragas not gone home yet. I'm assuming that he's got ridiculous amounts of gold. He's going to move over onto the Golem buff on the Fnatic side. And everyone else just returning home there to stack up on whatever they can. Mighty Moon comes out for Corki. Already got Sheen, Double Doran's Blade, and his Berserker Greaves. Amplifying Tome, Banshee's Veil already for PK. Who else is there? Jarvan. Yeah, so far, so good for Fnatic. As you mentioned, a big gold advantage. And 16 minutes in there, 8-0 up. It couldn't have been a better start.
Yeah, Death Cap and Sorcerer's Shoes on Xuche already. That's only 60 minutes into the game with 2 Doran's Wings as well. Word comes out from Melisande does have an Oracles, and they're going to start playing a little bit aggressively here. They're looking to push down onto mid. They do have most of the team. Xuche still far back. They don't want to quite take a fight without all 5. AAA, though, is nearby, so they want to be very careful about pushing this one in. Misfortune will ult out the minion wave, getting that, basically helping her turret stay alive. But that turret's down about a quarter of health, and Xuche now nearby. So here comes the AoE spam. It's going to drop out a couple of these. Now, the good thing for AAA is they do have 2 healers, though, so every damage, point of damage that Xuche deals will probably get healed back out by the AAA players. So far, those barrels not hitting, but of course, with Golem buff means he gets to spam that pretty much infinitely. It's going to drop closer and closer to a 6-second cooldown where it would cap out. And they're pushing onto this turret, and yep, more spam coming out from Anivia. They're going to get a couple of attacks in there. Lemmy Zealot hitting once and twice. Lena getting hit up against that wall. Not going to do too much permanent, though. Just doesn't get pushed backwards into the team, just against the wall, and takes the heal from Sona, takes the heal from Needly, and they're going to be fine. And Fnatic says, okay, you know what, you're right. We can't really poke you. This is going to take too long. Let's start stealing your buffs instead. And that's what they're going to go for. You see they're coming down here. They've got wards in good positions. And Xuche going to come around. This is dangerous, though, because they've been spotted by a ward as well. And this could be a great from AAA. Looks like XPK in the front already has a Banshee's Veil. Not much else for ability power. And Xuche's going to catch Linak. Linak taking a lot of damage on a half health. And here comes Cyanide up in the middle. Linak almost going down, but flashes across the wall, going to be safe. And the rest of the damage up and coming in. Sona going to flash out as well. Moma going to flash out. Cyanide, the one low. Yellowstar will drop a Cyanide down to half health. PK jumping onto Soaz. Soaz getting pushed around. Will flash just in time, staying alive, but PK now going to land a couple of spells. Soaz going to live, PK getting low, and the rest of the Fnatic crew actually below half health, and they don't have a dedicated healer as well, so that means they're going to have to retreat after only picking up 1 kill, blowing a lot of summoners and ultimates, but AAA did all right there. The Golem was not stolen, so AAA keeping themselves alive, but they did lose 1 kill, and you know, 1-0 fights are always good for the team that gets the 1 kill, so Fnatic building slightly smaller advantages over time.
Yeah, and taking Yellowstar down is a good thing here. I mean, he's already got his BF Sword pickaxe in there as well, so working up nicely towards his Infinity Edge, and to take him early fight out of the game, that's a big bonus for Fnatic. Xuche is still hanging around there, as you mentioned, with that Golem buff. Just has so much potential to be just spamming those barrels left, right, and center, and that's exactly what he's doing. We're going to see PK join the fight again. Golem is up on the Against All Authority side, and I think they should be able to go for this one. We are going to see the push moving in. So very low. We'll get the heals around. Cyanide actually moving away. War came out from Moma as well, but the rest of Fnatic will just get out of there safely. But Soaz again, so low. And Fnatic, they look amazing.
Yeah, they're playing incredibly well. They're playing very safe, though. They had the Golem sort of available to them and said, no, this is really unsafe. We don't want to push this one too hard. They didn't dive in too much for that kill. Lemiazel still on the back of the map, grabbing a Lizard buff for himself. Gragas and Jarvan and Janna staying in mid. Malzahar has recalled back. Interesting, though, by Malzahar. This is how PK plays. He keeps building durability and not ability power items first. He got the fast Banshee's build. We saw him before going Rod of Ages and Rylai's Crystal Scepter. He was a build very tanky on his mages, which I guess is why he plays Swain so well, who actually is a more tank mage type champion. But really just going for those more tanky builds and relying on his base damages. It's a very interesting playstyle. We don't see that too much from these champions.
That Golem buff just going over to Fnatic, so that's one thing on the map less for Against All Authority. We're right now defending around that middle. The wards placed from Fnatic suggests to me maybe we see a fairly early Baron push. I mean, those wards are definitely geared towards making sure that Against All Authority are seen wherever they are, anywhere near that Baron area. Fnatic hanging around by Dragon. I guess they have the spawn time down on it. We saw them there in kind of second perfect timing the last time that they took it down. So
well, when you see the Gragas barrel, it'll... okay, there we go. The Gragas is far away, but yes, they are there waiting for the respawn. 20:30 exactly is when it pops up. They're going to pick that Dragonet with no trouble whatsoever. Going to respawn at 20:38. Sorry, 26:38. So all of 8 seconds to kill that one down. 8 seconds waiting as well. And so now it's been it's 2 dragons to 1, 3 turrets to 0, 9 kills to nothing.
Baron.
And Baron. Misfortune stuck at the bottom of the map. AAA not even worried about it. They just don't have ward control. It's going to be very, very simple. It almost seems like AAA is just playing it out just to let that game end without forfeiting. And Fnatic just in such great shape. Baron down to half health. And look at that. No one from AAA even bothering to check. Just they're just letting it go. So Baron going to be picked up there. Great play by Fnatic. Going to pick up that Baron kill. 300 gold a piece. And those levels are massive. The lowest one they have is 11 to 14 all the champions. Meanwhile, it's 8 to 12, you know, the level range here for AAA. So by every possible score I can think of, Fnatic is crushing this game.
And it just shows, Freak, the coin toss is not everything.
Coin toss is not everything. You did call it GG early on, but look, it's actually going the other way around. Actually, no, you called it correctly because you said that, I mean, you said that AAA would win. Yeah, you said that AAA would win the game, so you're calling it quote-unquote correctly.
I'm not sure what it is this tournament, but I am literally wrong about everything. But the way that Fnatic are playing, it could be that my map score is wrong, although you know, I don't want to say already that Fnatic have won this one because we've seen games change around, but they're in such a power position that unless they make so many ridiculous big mistakes, then they should have this one in the bag right now. And it's just a case of them kind of executing that finishing kind of move. We're seeing them pushing down bottom right now with 2. They will probably push onto the tower. Actually, no going back from there. I mean, they've got 3 turrets down. Obviously, the first from every lane.
Yep.
They've not managed to push any further than that one. Again, they're inside of that Against All Authority jungle.
Yeah, I think they're trying to find themselves a free kill. They don't quite want to push against this team. Because of Anivia and Warwick and Misfortune, they have... I mean, ultimately, you know, AAA's team is very, very well well synergized. Misfortune ult ties well with Sona ult. You know, Anivia can drop out single targets pretty well, can block off teams as well. But here we go. They are going to go for this turret right now. Fnatic in good shape for this one. Still half health. PK going to jump in there onto Momo. Here comes the pushes around. Momo already getting egged. PK kind of low, though. PK might be the first death that they have. Warwick still chasing him down, but they're going to do a lot more damage here as everyone else tries to drop out. Kuja going to fall, and still PK will live right now. Lemmy's though, getting chased out by Soaz and Yellowstar, and Cyanide taking a lot of damage, and they will get the kill onto Linak. PK staying alive just barely. And it's a 5v2 now for this turret. They're going to kill the rest of these minions. The minions are in front for them. And Lemmy Zealot jumping on a Yellowstar, and he is going to fall despite the exhaust. And now it's Soaz, and Soaz not going to chase this one down. Lemmy Zealot going to let him pull back around. The turret will fall. And wow, 13-0. Fnatic up 36 to 23,000 gold. That's just ouch right there. That really is ouch.
Just an amazingly solid performance from Fnatic. During that fight, we saw PK actually flash right into the middle of it all, which was an interesting choice, to say the least. I'm not sure exactly why he decided on that one, but either way, he still managed to live. The kills all going over to Fnatic, and now they are all going home, probably for a bye, and I think we may be seeing Fnatic thinking about a last push. Gragas just picking himself up Rod of Aegis. There are 2 blasting ones with Malzahar, obviously Branch's Veil that he brought earlier, plus an Amplifying Tome, Corki, Quicksilver Sash, Mana Moon, Sheen, Phage, building up towards his Trinity Force on that one. And just generally, Fnatic are riding this one like monsters or something.
Yeah, they're doing incredibly well right now. And in retrospect, I'm thinking about, you know, how the picks and bans went and everything. So PK, the way he's playing is actually as the main initiator, as they don't really have, you know, giant initiators outside from Jarvan. He's actually doing the flash ultimate and the silence to pick up a single target, and it's working very well. He initiates, and then because it pins the target down, Gragas pushes that champion back with his barrel, as that happened to Anivia last fight. But basically, they're relying on Xuxe as the AP carry this game. PK's playing as a tank, and initiating the fights. And then they also said, you know, you can have Nidalee. You know, everyone else is afraid of Nidalee, but we're going to say, you know what? We believe that Shushei can outlane you as Gragas, and we're going to play it there and let you fight against Nidalee and let Malzahar stay mid against Anivia, and we're going to go from there and having to drop that one. So, you know, the push now onto the turret, doing a pretty good job. Fnatic going to pick up their sixth now turret kill of the map. And they're getting ready to push now into the base. And they're just staging. They have pretty much a full minion wave. Spam is coming out, and here they go, coming in for the turret.
Yeah, Misfortune ulti just being blown there and doing relatively little damage. Obviously, its main focus was clearing out more of that minion wave, so that Fnatic had to wait for the next one, which is just incoming on this top lane. Of course, against All Authority, all stacked up by this inner turret. Fnatic's Baron buff did run out, so that will be coming up here in 2.5 minutes or so, I guess, by now. As we see a bit of damage coming out onto Shushi again. Barrel just thrown in there. Linak is on that turret, but Fnatic, you know, despite the fact that, you know, against All Authority do have some great poke with the skill shot of Noma and also the spear from Soaz, Fnatic don't seem all that scared of it. They're just hanging around, making sure they keep themselves mobile so that it makes it harder for Moma and Soaz to hit those skill shots. And they just don't seem to be playing. I mean, a lot of teams that come up against All Authority, they give them the respect. Okay, this is a great team. They're going to be amazing. But Fnatic right now are just playing their game, not thinking about what against All Authority have to offer. We are going to see the kills surely raining in. Kuja will be trapped in Cyanide's ultimate, and there we see Linak go down. And the focus for Fnatic now will be onto this inhibitor. Moma does get the heal from Nidalee, who actually came away from the fountain just to give her that extra heal up, but the inhibitor is going to go down. So super minions incoming on the top lane for Fnatic, and they are going to back away, probably just in time to set themselves up for Baron number 2.
Yeah, so Fnatic happens to drop down that inhibitor. They have to be very careful about healing because, again, Baron will spawn very soon. You're right about that. But because they have to heal, it does give AAA the opportunity to rush that down. Soaz does a ton of damage right now on Nidalee because, you know, it has Sheen. He's got almost all of Death Cap, and Cougar Form with Sheen does a ton of damage there on Nidalee. So, especially if you're not going to worried about getting killed, which, you know, if you're PvEing against Baron, you don't have to worry about that so much. So, AAA has a good anti-Baron team. Warwick should have Madrid's Razors and does. And, you know, Anivia puts down great single target damage if she doesn't have to worry about mana constraints too much. You know, Misfortune puts down great sustained damage. Does have Infinity Edge as well, so AAA does have the ability to do a lot of damage. It's just that Fnatic is so high level that they can sort of tank out a lot of that front burst. Fnatic is going for the Dragon right here. Baron should be coming up in the next 30 seconds, I believe, is the timer on that. And we're going to see if the teams can position themselves for that kill, or if AAA are going to have to sit in their base and stop a minion wave after minion wave. The super minions are now spawning in the top. And Fnatic actually, they might even be baiting Baron because they're actually going to go for the bottom lane push. And if AAA goes for the Baron on spawn, and it looks like they're looking for it. Oh, this is smart from Fnatic. They should have waited a little bit longer. AAA, yeah, started moving towards Baron and was like, oh, wait. Oh, they're down there. And the thing is, with no turret in the front, Fnatic's going to get this this inhibitor almost for free, actually. Going to jump in there, AAA right above them, and we'll see if they can stop them in time. The damage output is good from Cyanide. PK stopping that spear with his face, and they're going to drop the inhibitor down to half health, and they're going to drop that soon, and they're going to back off, actually. They're going to say, okay, we got the inhibitor. We've got 2 of them down now. You're going to have to defend both top and bottom lanes, and we're just going to go for Baron. Most likely Baron.
Yep, that turret is still up in middle, of course, against All Authority. Looking like they wanted to defend that. They just pushed that a little bit more aggressive, but I think Fnatic should be headed towards Baron. Actually, it looks like they're going to drop this turret before anything else, and against All Authority, they're playing very, very scared from this one, playing super defensive. As you mentioned, they've got a lot of defending to do now with 2 lanes having super minions incoming. Obviously, the middle lane, inhibitors not down, but the minions there will have that extra bit of health because of the inhibitors down on the other lanes. And Fnatic are now starting Baron, number 2 Baron for Fnatic. And they are 17,000 gold in the lead, 15-0 in kills. And it's not even half an hour into the game yet. Fnatic just looking amazing today.
Yeah, and of course one thing to realize though is that the next game will probably be much closer. This game does of course snowball a little bit. Once you get ahead, you can stay ahead because those kills are worth gold and experience, and that can lead you into more and more kills. So certainly Fnatic looking to put the nail in the coffin, I think, in this game. The next game, though, as we saw, the first game between Epic and Fnatic, they put the first game behind them and came back strong, and that game was ridiculously close. And I think aAA has the chance to put this game behind them. I'm assuming right now that is a foregone conclusion that they will lose this, although others can argue, and I'm going to laugh if AAA wins, and I just get embarrassed in front of everyone. But Fnatic, it's going to be hard for them to lose this game. It's really theirs to lose more than Against All Authorities to win, and so I think they're playing safe enough. They will have this one, but it will be up to Against All Authority to reset for the next game and say, look, no, we can do this. We're the #1 seed from Europe. We deserve to be here. We deserve to win this tournament, and they're going to kick it up. And I always want to see games go into all 3 games. I love full BO3s. I didn't think that Fnatic would win the full best of 3, but I think Against All Authority has it in them to take at least one map. And we're going to see if they actually manage to do that right now. But in comes the push onto the inhibitor turret. Sona getting dropped to half health right away. And a great wall from Anivia. They're going to jump onto Xuxe. Xuxe extremely low. Sona making him dance. He will jump out just in time. And here comes Yellowstar taking tons of damage through the exhaust. And yes, Lamiazel will pick up that kill. Kuja now running away against Jarvan and Corki. Corki picking up that kill in style, riding on Earth, getting that one down. Xuxe did in fact fall though. So the first kill did come out for these guys. And that kill, of course, did go onto Anivia picking that one up. And she is still alive, so they have a good chance here. Anivia getting chased down. Melisson and Lamiazel. Muma going to take tons of damage, getting egged now, and Lamiazel in great shape, going to pick that one up pretty securely. 1 dead versus 3 dead. This could be the Nexus. The last inhibitor will fall. The first turret will fall in front of the Nexus, and Super Minions are now here. Fnatic looking to take down the second turret, and now the Nexus. Fnatic going to be taking the first game in this winter bracket final against All Authority, and game 2 coming up very soon after this one. Congrats to Fnatic. Looking to be now the best team in this tournament.
I'm disappointed that they, lost 1 kill in that game at the end there. Xuxe was my man of the match before that one.
LVP.
Yeah, really. Just a super solid performance from Fnatic. They didn't make any mistakes whatsoever. And, they seemingly didn't really care what aAa's plans were. They just played their game, and they played it so well that Against All Authority just looked like they were nobodies in that match. I don't like to diss the other team when you lose like that, because it is hard, and we all know Against All Authority, #1 seed from Europe, amazing team that definitely are capable of winning a tournament like the Season 1 championships.
Yeah.
But Fnatic were just a better team in this match.